Have you ever felt that instant surge of anger, frustration, or anxiety, the kind that compels you to say or do something you later regret? It's as if your emotions grab the steering wheel and veer you off course. We've all been there. Maybe it was during a heated argument, a stressful moment at work, or even in response to a harsh comment from someone you love. In those moments, we react. But what if we chose to respond instead? Reacting is quick, automatic, and often emotional. It's the email you send in anger or the words you can't take back. Responding, on the other hand, is deliberate. It's measured. It's rooted in thought rather than impulse. Think about it this way. Reacting is like pouring fuel on a fire, while responding is like carefully tending to a flame, ensuring it doesn't burn out of control. This distinction is at the heart of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that remains profoundly relevant today. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control the events of life, we can always control how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's greatest emperors, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." These words remind us that our greatest power lies not in changing the world around us, but in mastering the world within us. In today's fast-paced world, this skill is more crucial than ever. Every day, we're bombarded with situations that demand immediate reactions. An angry boss, a provocative social media post, or even the constant buzz of notifications. It's easy to let these triggers control us, but Stoicism teaches that we can rise above them. By choosing to respond thoughtfully, we gain clarity, reduce stress, and foster better relationships. So, as we begin this journey together, let me ask you, how different would your life be if you paused before every reaction? How much regret, stress, and conflict could you avoid? Today, we'll explore the transformative power of responding over reacting. Along the way, we'll draw from the wisdom of the Stoics and practical examples to guide you toward a calmer, more intentional life. If you're ready to take the first step toward mastering your mind, stay with me. And don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more Stoic insights. Let's take this journey together. Why do we sometimes say things in anger or act out of frustration, only to regret it moments later? Why does it feel as if emotions hijack our rationality and force us into actions that don't align with our true selves? The answer lies in understanding the emotional triggers behind impulsive reactions, those quick bursts of anger, fear, or frustration that bypass reason and take the driver's seat. Imagine this scenario. You're in traffic, running late for an important meeting. Suddenly, a car cuts you off. Your pulse quickens, your hands grip the wheel, and before you know it, you're shouting at a stranger who can't even hear you. The immediate rush of anger drives you to react, but what have you gained? The other driver remains unaffected, and now you're more stressed than before. This tendency to react impulsively is rooted in our biology. Our brains are hardwired for survival, and emotional reactions like anger and fear are part of an ancient fight-or-flight mechanism. However, what served our ancestors well when facing predators doesn't always serve us in today's complex social world. Reacting without thought can damage relationships, fuel conflict, and leave us with lingering regret. Take a moment to consider a personal example. Perhaps you've sent a heated text in the middle of an argument or made a snap decision at work that backfired. These moments teach us a harsh but valuable lesson. Acting on impulse rarely leads to outcomes we're proud of. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, warned against the dangers of unchecked emotions when he wrote, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful than the injury that provokes it." The Stoics believe that understanding our emotional responses is key to mastering them. Emotions themselves are not the enemy. They are natural and often necessary. The problem arises when we let them control us. By becoming aware of what triggers our impulsive reactions, we create a foundation for change. For instance, anger often stems from unmet expectations, fear from uncertainty, and frustration from feeling out of control. So, how can we shift from reacting impulsively to responding thoughtfully? It starts with understanding that a reaction is a choice. While our initial emotions may be automatic, what we do with them is entirely within our control. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The next time you feel that surge of emotion, pause. Ask yourself, is this reaction aligned with my values? Will it serve the situation or only escalate it? By embracing this moment of reflection, we take the first step toward mastering our impulses and living in accordance with reason. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea that we don't control external events, what people say or do, or even the unexpected twists of life. What we do control, however, is our response to those events. Epictetus captures this perfectly. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This principle is particularly transformative in the context of intimate relationships, where emotions run high and miscommunication can breed conflict. Let me give you a real-life scenario. Imagine you've had a long, exhausting day at work. You walk into the kitchen, and your partner is visibly upset because you forgot to pick up something they asked for. They snap at you in frustration. In that moment, you feel the surge of defensiveness. Your mind races with thoughts like, do they not see how much I do? Or why are they making such a big deal out of this? You have two choices. You can react impulsively, letting your frustration fuel an argument, or you can respond thoughtfully. The reactive path often leads to hurt feelings and regret. The thoughtful response, on the other hand, might look like pausing, taking a deep breath and saying, I'm sorry I forgot. It wasn't intentional. Let me make it right. By choosing to respond rather than react, you defuse the tension and create space for connection. It doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means prioritizing understanding and resolution over temporary emotional release. This approach embodies the Stoic mindset. You take responsibility for your own actions while recognizing that your partner's emotions are theirs to manage. This mindset is liberating because it shifts the focus from what you can't control, your partner's reaction, to what you can control, your behavior. Over time, this approach fosters a sense of peace and mutual respect. It also sets a powerful example, encouraging those around you to approach conflicts with the same calm and reason. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. In relationships, this means reframing challenges as opportunities to grow together. Instead of seeing your partner's frustration as an attack, view it as a chance to practice patience, empathy, and love. In a world where instant reactions are the norm, whether through quick texts, emotional social media posts, or impulsive words during a heated moment, the ability to pause and respond thoughtfully has become a rare and valuable skill. Responding over reacting is not just a tool for self-improvement. It's a way to cultivate better relationships, make wiser decisions, and reduce the emotional toll of unnecessary stress. Let's start with the benefits. Thoughtful responses strengthen trust and communication in relationships. For instance, imagine a friend cancels plans at the last minute. A reactive mindset might lead you to lash out with accusations. You always do this. Do you even care about my time? However, a responsive approach might look like saying, I understand things come up. Let's find another time that works for both of us. That simple pause to reflect on your response prevents unnecessary conflict and preserves the bond between you. Now, consider the cost of reacting impulsively. A heated argument with a partner, an angry email sent in the heat of frustration, or even a dismissive comment made to a colleague. These moments can cause lasting damage. Broken trust, strained relationships, and a lingering sense of regret often follow. As Marcus Aurelius observed, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This strength lies in controlling how you respond, even when emotions are high. In today's fast-paced and reactive world, thoughtful responses are more relevant than ever. Social media and instant communication have amplified the consequences of impulsive reactions. A single emotional tweet or comment can spiral into a public misunderstanding. By practicing a moment of pause, you not only maintain your composure, but also demonstrate maturity and wisdom in a world that often rewards haste. The Stoic philosopher Seneca offers a timeless reminder. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By choosing to respond instead of react, you prevent your imagination, fueled by anger, fear, or frustration, from dictating your actions. You regain clarity, focus on the truth of the situation, and act in a way that aligns with your values. In our modern lives, where every second seems to demand a decision, thoughtful responses are like anchors, keeping us grounded amidst chaos. They remind us that we can't control everything around us, but we can always control how we show up. Training your mind to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively requires deliberate practice. It's not something that happens overnight, but Stoic philosophy offers practical exercises to help you develop this skill. Let's dive into a few key techniques that can empower you to take control of your emotions and actions. First, there's the power of the pause. Imagine you're in a meeting and a colleague harshly criticizes your work. Your initial reaction might be to fire back defensively or withdraw in frustration. Instead, pausing for a few seconds allows you to reflect on what was said, detach your emotions, and respond with clarity. I see your point. Let's explore how we can improve this together. That pause transforms the situation from conflict to collaboration. The Stoics practice Premeditatio Malorum, or the visualization of potential challenges. This exercise involves imagining things that could go wrong in your day, a disagreement, a missed opportunity, or even a tough personal decision. By preparing your mind for these possibilities, you won't be caught off guard. For example, Before an important discussion with your partner, you might visualize how the conversation could escalate and decide beforehand how to remain calm and focused on finding a solution. Mindfulness and deep breathing are also powerful tools. When emotions rise, your breath often becomes shallow and rapid, fueling impulsivity. A simple technique is to inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale for 6. This small act can calm your nervous system and create the mental space needed to respond thoughtfully. Journaling is another cornerstone of Stoic practice. At the end of each day, take time to reflect on moments when you reacted or responded. What triggered your reaction? How could you have handled it differently? This self-awareness helps you learn from your experiences and gradually shifts your mindset. Seneca once wrote, "Every night, I examine my entire day and go over what I have done and said." These practices are like mental workouts. They strengthen your ability to choose response over reaction. Over time, they become second nature, empowering you to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Which of these practices will you try? Let us know in the comments. And if you're looking for more Stoic insights to improve your daily life, subscribe to the channel and join us on this journey of self-mastery. We all have triggers, those moments when something or someone pushes us to react impulsively. It could be a snide comment from a colleague, a misunderstanding with a friend, or a stressful situation at home. These triggers ignite a rush of emotions, and if we're not careful, we can end up reacting in a way that we'll later regret. But what if, instead of reacting, we could learn to understand and manage these triggers? The first step is identifying what actually pushes your buttons. What specific situations, words, or actions make you feel anger, frustration, or anxiety? Perhaps someone interrupts you when you're speaking, or you feel overlooked when your efforts aren't acknowledged. Recognizing these moments allows you to anticipate and prepare your response. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." In other words, it's not the external event that causes distress, but the way we perceive it. When you identify your triggers, you start to separate the event from your emotional reaction. The next step is learning to observe your emotions without judgment. We often beat ourselves up for feeling anger, fear, or frustration. But Stoicism teaches us that emotions themselves aren't bad. It's our attachment to them and our desire to act on them impulsively that causes harm. By observing your emotions without labeling them as good or bad, you create space between the emotion and your response. Think of it as watching a wave on the ocean. You don't fight the wave, you just let it pass. A powerful technique for calming your mind during tense moments is the practice of deep breathing. When your emotions surge, try to pause and breathe deeply, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4, and exhaling slowly for 6. This simple technique activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm your body's fight or flight response. Even just a few breaths can give you the mental space you need to pause, assess, and choose your response. Another helpful practice is the 24-hour rule. When something triggers you, delay your response for 24 hours. This allows your initial emotions to settle and gives you time to think about how best to approach the situation. It's amazing how much clearer your mind can become with just a little time and space. When we think of responding thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, Stoic virtues provide a reliable guide. Wisdom, Courage, justice, and temperance are the cornerstones of Stoic philosophy, and they shape how we navigate life's challenges with integrity and clarity. Let's start with wisdom, which involves understanding the situation fully before taking action. Imagine you're in an argument with a close friend. Your instinct might be to defend yourself or prove a point, but wisdom asks you to pause and reflect. What is the truth here? What's more important? Winning this argument or preserving the friendship? A thoughtful response, guided by wisdom, might involve listening first and speaking with empathy, rather than letting emotions dominate. Then there's courage, not the bravado of charging into conflict, but the inner strength to face difficult truths or situations calmly. For example, if you're in a workplace disagreement, courage might mean acknowledging your mistakes and seeking a solution, even if it's uncomfortable. Seneca reminds us, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Facing challenges with courage transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. Justice, in the Stoic sense, is about fairness and treating others with respect. Think about a time when someone wronged you. Reacting with anger might feel justified, but a response rooted in justice considers the bigger picture. What if that person was acting out of their own struggles? Responding with understanding and fairness not only resolves the situation more effectively, but also strengthens your character. Finally, temperance or self-control ensures that your actions align with your values. Picture yourself in a heated family debate. Instead of letting emotions take over, temperance guides you to speak calmly, avoid harsh words, and remain grounded. By practicing restraint, you maintain peace and demonstrate leadership in tense situations. Stoicism teaches us that living by these virtues isn't just theoretical, it's immensely practical. Every argument, decision, and interaction becomes an opportunity to practice wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. With time, these values become second nature, allowing you to respond thoughtfully even in the most challenging circumstances. Creating a life rooted in thoughtful responses rather than impulsive reactions requires consistent practice and intentional habits. It's about integrating Stoic principles into your daily routines so they become second nature. Start your day with morning reflections. When you wake up, take a few moments to set your intentions. Marcus Aurelius began each morning by reminding himself of the challenges he might face. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." This wasn't pessimism, it was preparation. By acknowledging potential difficulties, you can meet them with calmness instead of surprise. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? How can I respond wisely to whatever comes my way? In the evening, practice self-assessment. Reflect on your day. How did you handle stressful situations? Were there moments where you reacted impulsively? Epictetus advises, don't let your thoughts at night stray. They must be about decent things and modest. Journaling is a powerful tool here. Write down moments you're proud of and areas where you could improve. Over time, this simple habit strengthens your awareness and helps you respond better in the future. Mindful communication is another cornerstone of a responsive lifestyle. Before speaking, ask yourself, is this true? Is this kind? Is this necessary? Mindfulness in your interactions helps prevent misunderstandings and builds trust. For instance, If someone criticizes you unfairly, instead of reacting defensively, take a deep breath and respond with curiosity. Can you help me understand why you feel this way? Finally, celebrate small victories in your journey. Did you pause before reacting in a heated argument? Did you handle a stressful moment with grace? These small moments matter. By recognizing your progress, you reinforce the habit of responding thoughtfully. Building this lifestyle isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each day offers opportunities to practice and grow. Over time, these habits transform your mindset, making calm and deliberate responses your default. The result? A life of greater peace, better relationships, and resilience in the face of challenges. Developing a Stoic mindset, one that prioritizes intentional responses over impulsive reactions, isn't a destination. It's a lifelong journey. Each moment presents a new opportunity to practice self-awareness, patience, and rationality. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The freedom to choose your response, no matter the circumstances, is one of life's greatest powers. It transforms how you navigate challenges, interact with others, and view yourself. With each deliberate choice, you grow stronger, more resilient, and more in tune with your core values.